Hey, how's it going? This is Witt Turner for Business Spaceflight, just talking about Biosphere 2, my topic for Chapter 10 on space colonization. Uh, what is Biosphere 2? Biosphere 2 is a large biosphere holding and research facility, mainly for the purpose of researching biomes and space biospheres in the future. So the possibility that we might be able to live on space in these kind of closed off areas and biome areas and how that might work. This facility was built from 1987 to 1991, and it was first created by Space Biospheres Ventures, which is a interesting kind of hidden off venture company. I don't really understand what else they did other than this, but it's interesting to look into. And it was originally developed to study survivability and assess whether humans were capable of building and living in self-sustaining colonies in outer space. So moving on, it's located in Arizona, about 4,000 feet above sea level, but inside it contains a rainforest, a large ocean with a coral reef. I believe it's about 700,000 gallons. That might be, yeah, 700,000 gallons. A mangrove wetland, a savanna grassland, a fog desert, a large agricultural system, and a human habitat / living quarters that were mainly for the researchers in 1991 and 1993. During main research, it housed numerous animals such as chicken, goats, a boar, and fish, mainly tilapia is the fish inside the ocean, and regulated humidity, temperature, and some forms of life were all overseen. Um, yeah, and you can see these pictures here that show a little bit of what it looks like inside. It's pretty cool. So Biosphere 2's main mission was its first quarantine mission with 8 medical slash I guess you call it atmospheric researchers. From 1991 to 1993, they were locked inside, not including the times they had to take out team members due to some injuries. But they used basically 83% of their total diet was used from the agricultural environment. However, it didn't provide very filling food. So although the nutrients was adequate, um, many participants felt very hungry throughout the time. Tensions also became high at certain points due to romantic relationships and other conflicts. And teammates had trouble working well together for some time. But in the end, it actually did work out pretty well. A lot of challenges inside included managing CO2 levels, overflow of humidity in dry areas, which caused bugs and other pests to crawl up from the ground and ruin a lot of the agricultural agricultural aspects, and as I said, injuries of team members. There was a second mission in 1994, but it was canceled only 2 months after it started due to inner conflicts. There was a lot of fighting amongst crew members that didn't really like each other, and it ended up being really bad for the research. So they pulled out, and eventually crew members actually came back and vandalized the building, sabotaging the mission that was left over after leaving, because there was still some going for it inside. They opened multiple pod doors, which exposed the biosphere to the outside atmosphere and completely ruined all the research they were doing. Not completely ruined, but ruined a lot of the research they were doing, especially on the oxygen and things like that and the growth of everything. And they also broke glass and spray painted stuff. It ended up just really ruining everything. So there hasn't been a real research team like there was back then, since then in there. But what is it like today? Well, Biosphere 2 today is now owned by the University of Arizona. It's used as a research facility for topics like water cycles, atmospheric science in general, and soil geochemistry, and much, much more. I think something really cool is that not only do they hold summer and science camps for younger kids and things like that, but also if you're an undergraduate at the University of Arizona, even Northern Arizona, or I imagine Arizona State in atmospheric sciences, or maybe some sort of space research. They have week-long camps and even month-long camps and research explorations there, where you can go in and you kind of live in there in the housing and everything. And I feel like that's really cool if you're an undergrad student who's really interested in that stuff. So yeah, that's my presentation. I thought this was a really cool thing, especially in terms of space colonization. I do wonder if it will ever be used again for the future to look at how space colonization might work out. I think it's true that a lot of the conflicts and psychological aspects do come into play, and that'll be pretty tough. And also just the ability to regulate all of that stuff. Will we have that ability to regulate things like temperature and humidity and all of that? Um, it remains to be seen. But thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you. Bye.